Namaste, lovelies. Thank you for tuning in to Tahlya the Truth. Man, I'm really feeling some energy today. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about a tool that I think is absolutely essential for spiritual practice, for keeping yourself in an inner state of peace and calm, as well as just it being really super cool and fun. So I have, and there's many other spiritual teachers that do this too, but there are ways to create an inner sacred space. And I just wanted to share with you guys different ways you can do this, as well as from personal experience, I have collected many different inner sacred spaces depending on what I'm doing. And also just, you know, sometimes these spaces happen on accidental when I'm doing something else, and all of a sudden I can see myself in a third person perspective and see my astral body and be able to connect and see my surroundings. And so I wanted to share that with you guys, and I want you guys to cultivate your own inner sacred spaces. And like I said, this is so essential, especially if you're on the spiritual path, if you want to gain peace, if you want to gain clarity, if you want to work on your intuition, and if you want to stop reaching outside for answers and really start being able to be responsible for yourself. All of these spaces are your compass. You can make these spaces your compass, and that way you will know what to do without having to go to an outside source. And you'll really start being able to connect with yourself as well as the universe at large that wants to be able to support you on your path. So, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 sacred spaces. And you guys don't have to have that many. I just tend to really like my own space, and I have a stellium in my 12th house in astrology, so I'm just kind of a loner, and I definitely I have my Neptune in first house, so I'm just kind of a crazy hermit person, and I really like to meditate and go within and be able to connect to different energies that way. The first sacred space that I want to talk to you guys about is, I'm going to talk to you guys about all the essential ones, and then I can talk to you about some of the other ones that I have found that I really like. But if you are working on peace and clarity and focus, an essential sacred space is going to be at the center of your head. Now, essentially, if you draw a line from your ear, and then all the way at the top of your head, and you figure out where those meet, that is the center of your head. That is the seat of your power. That is your third eye. Now, I'm going to make meditations, and I actually already made this meditation, but I'm going to make other meditations to help you cultivate your own creative sacred space. And the third eye is essential because you are able to go within, and you have a chair or something that you sit on that is all yours, that you can create yourself. You sit on it, and you are the captain, you are the king or queen, you are the ruler of your kingdom in that space. You can make the room as large or as small, as clean or as as intricate and detailed as you want. I totally recommend playing with this space. Sometimes this space changes on its own and you're like, oh, that's cool. And you know, I think that past lives and maybe some ancestral stuff comes in. But in the center of your head, in your seat of power, the reason this is so essential is because this is your mind, this is your mental clarity, this is your focus, and this is what you need in order to cultivate peace in your mental state. So if you create this room and you see things in this room that you do not like, you can ask them to leave, because again, this is your kingdom, you have the power. The more that you go and create this space and go inside your head, the more that you are going to have power over things that you do not want in your head. And these can be thoughts, these can be people, these can be emotions, and you can release them. Now, I would say you probably want to start off with a room, or some people like to have their center of their head even be like nature or something open like that. Whatever you want to create, as long as it's safe, as long as you can be in your truth, as long as you're able to be vulnerable, and that there's beauty so that you can instill gratitude within you and make sure that you can connect and that you are totally, completely in your power. These are all the things that you need to create a sacred space. Now, the third eye is all about intuition. It's all about feeling, seeing, sensing energy. So when you are in your power, I totally recommend you have a screen of some sort, white or black, either a movie screen or a cloth, whatever you want. Honestly, the space is yours. So do with it what you want, but make sure that there's a screen that you can access so that you are able to see what you want to be able to see. So let's say there's some energy that's stuck, you're not quite sure what it is, ask the screen to show you. You sit in your seat of power and that screen will show you the energy. Now, I know I've talked about grounding before in my videos. Grounding is very important, so you want to ground this screen and yourself down to the earth so that all of the yuck energy, all of the stagnant dark energy can go down to Mother Gaia, to Mother Earth, and be transmuted into her molten core, and she can use that energy. So make sure that you're grounded in your sacred space, and you can do so much with this space. Honestly, this is the biggest space because you can heal yourself. You can look at, you can gauge out situations, scenarios, and access your compass. You can access, possible futures. You can connect with your angels and guides if you allow them in and ask them to come in. They can help as well. There's been many times where I've had Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron come in and give me tools in my center of head space to make sure that I am protected in that space. So that's the first big space. The second one, that's a super big sacred space that I have worked in that I'm so grateful for, is the heart space. This is where I connect with my inner child. This is also where I connect with my higher female and male self. And so I literally have a room, and the heart, you want it to have some kind of fire element. This is the life force energy. So I literally have a fireplace, but you can have any type of flame that represents your life force. It doesn't have to be a normal fire. It can be whatever you want it to be. And you want to make your heart space cozy, loving, really available so that you can be vulnerable and you can access your inner child. And your inner child will show you ways in ways that you can be loved, ways that you can need love from maybe past events that are holding you back. This is a very sacred space, and mine is literally just a room, and it's very cozy, and we all in my heart get together and have a family and just sit in gratitude for my life. So your heart is your sacred space, and I hope that this will help you cultivate a vulnerable place where you can talk to your inner child. This heart space is where you can heal your wounds that have come up as a child. There's a lot of us that didn't know how to deal with some traumatic events and maybe some PTSD that's happened when you were a child. This is a time where you can comfort your inner child and allow them to heal. Like I said, I'm going to be making meditations on all of these different spaces, and there's really no end to what you can do with these spaces because they are yours. The heart space is a very dear place to me. You can feel connected to yourself in a way that will allow you to never feel lonely. I say never feel lonely. I still feel lonely sometimes, but if I consciously choose to connect in with my heart space, I always get a message that I am not alone and that I have support. So give your inner child a hug in your heart space. Also, grounding your heart is something that is extremely healing as well. And connecting with your divine masculine and divine feminine are very, very, very good. And that's where I connect with all of those so that I can feel whole and complete within myself. So that's the heart space. The next space is, I love Gaia, I love Mother Earth, and I love connecting with her. So one of the places that I go to, and I feel like with Gaia's sacred space, nature obviously is a place that you can go to. So think of a place in nature where you feel the most connected, where you feel safe, where you feel held by Mother Earth. So for me, it's a crystal cave deep within the earth, and it has a still pond in it, and I just kneel in the cave and feel the love of Mother Earth as she holds me and heals me, and I release whatever is needed. I feel completely grounded and connected to her in a way that I can't even express in words. So with connecting with Gaia, find a place in nature, or maybe your intuition will lead you to a place where you just feel more grounded and connected. And so that's another sacred space that you can use this energy. And then my other one that I really love that I was doing probably, even when I was praying, when I was at church, I would connect with the Creator, with Divine Source, with God, the universe, whatever you would like to call it. Sometimes I just call it a big blob of love. But I just bow to the Creator, and when I pray and bow to the Creator, I noticed that I was doing it in gratitude, and I would be sitting on a lotus flower, and a giant lotus flower, either I was smaller or it was bigger, and just in the center of the universe, and connecting with the great Creator and dancing for the great Creator, and just being able to be a vessel for the Creator and just showing gratitude. So I would definitely recommend having a sacred space or a place that you would go to maybe on the astral to connect to source energy and really be able to sit with source energy, to receive it and to let it flow through you while you are also giving your love and gratitude to source. And that's always such a beautiful thing. It always fills me up so much, and just the white light and the golden light and the healing light that I get from source is such a powerful thing. So I encourage you to create your own space and just pray, see what comes up, and see where you wind up in order to connect with the source of your heart and love. And okay, so those are my main four, I would say. So it's the center of head, it's the heart space, it's the Gaia space, and the cosmos and source energy space. The other ones that I have found just kind of accidentally, I go to a pyramid to receive angelic healing, to cut cords, and to do a lot of hardcore work like ancestry work and contracts, and other things that maybe I don't feel like I can heal myself. And so I go and I get healing from the angelic realm, and for some reason it's in a pyramid. I've also heard that the ascended masters like to hang out in volcanoes and stuff like that. So again, maybe make a sacred space where you do your hardcore healing work, and then that way you have that space and that openness to receive whatever needs to be received, so that you can release a lot of stuff that maybe is all just stuck in your subconscious that you don't even know you have. And another place that I really love that I just kind of stumbled upon, I believe it's the Astral Gardens, because I'm not quite sure where else it could be, but it's the most beautiful garden in the world, and I have my own little spot in my sacred space where I created a swing that's a wide swing that has beautiful flowers and vines coming off of it, and a still pond with some koi fish and some lilies and some lotus, and there's just these beautiful ruins. And I always picture myself as a different woman. I have blonde hair and I'm wearing a Victorian dress, but it creates a safe space for me. It creates a space of being at one with the flowers, again, with the earth, but also not with earth, just being who I truly am in my soul without having to be necessarily in this body, and feeling protected and feeling like that's really where my home is. Now this might sound crazy, and you don't have to, again, these are all extra sacred spaces that I've just kind of stumbled across, but make sure that when you're traveling the astral that you are being protected, that you have the tools to protect yourself, that you have your Merkaba and all of that stuff. So that's another space. Something else that I've been working on with healing the divine feminine is also my womb space, which is my sacral chakra, and I also view that as a garden, and cultivating a garden within my womb and healing a lot of past feminine injuries, and being able to really open up to the divine feminine the way that I want to and the way that I need to in order to heal myself, and then as well just like heal the world through healing ourselves, right? So those are the main spaces that I have, and hopefully I'll get to make some guided meditations for you all on all of these different spaces. And for now, I definitely have a center of head meditation that I just made, and I'll put the link below, as well as it'll probably pop up over here. And I just want to wish you all so much love. If you have any questions, let me know. There's really so much that you can do with these sacred spaces. Use your imagination. You know, understanding yourself is so essential to the healing process and the growing process. So many blessings on your journey. So many blessings, and namaste, lovelies.